Jones Mill mountain bike trail, white loop. On the climb up the hill, this part here used to be washed out really bad. Constant water flooding down through here. Started out by making a side cut here for water to drain out, and then realized where the water was coming from. Water was coming from there, and so I moved in this massive rock. When I say massive, there you go. It's pretty big. So now water comes in from there. By the way, that's the parking lot up there. Water comes in here, does not go down the trail, instead goes off and creates this nice little babbling brook. Isn't that lovely? All right, and notice water was still coming down the trail from up above, so put in a new cut today. Found this block, stick it in here, dig it out, put it in at an angle, and then kind of create a way for that water to go off. And down below it, the trail's beginning to dry up some. Coming up trail, there's an awesome bike. Someone left sitting there. This is starting to dry up too because of this one here. Big root problem. Backfilled the roots with some rocks, and then dug this trench here, put a flat rock in right there, cut this trench so the water can flow off and not flow down the trail. Coming up here, still some water on the trail. And up here's another one I did. Dug a little trench, put a flat rock in there at an angle, try and get some water off the trail. Here, just backfill this root with some gravel. Now that we're stopping the wash away, hopefully we can keep these roots backfilled and keep from destroying them and make it a little bit more attainable. And the rest of that there was pretty dry. All right, Jones Mill mountain bike trail, white loop on the almost near back. Want to review clearing out some drains. This right here was pretty muddy. Come in here, scrape the stuff away. Looks much better now. Come up here, clear out that drain, cleared up that puddle a little bit. Keep going. Drain there. That's helped clear that up a little bit. Walk further up here. You can see where it's starting to dry out because of this drain here. I'm walking backwards on the trail, by the way. So you see here the water cut a drain, and now the water's going out that way instead of down the trail. All right, walking up here quickly to another spot. This spot here, it's kind of hard to get an edge cut in. Coming up here, found a spot with a rock there already. Kind of cut that in. Trying to get some of that water off there. Coming up here, found another decent spot. Found a big old flat rock. Big flat rock there. And able to get that water going off the trail there. All that water would be on the trail. And another one coming up here. Water's coming down, was coming down the trail. Dug a trench, put a big rock in there. Now the water's going off into the field. And turning around to the riding direction, if this turns out right, that little rock right here. It's actually a couple inches off the ground, so that might turn into a kicker. All right, again, walking backwards on the trail. This is a spot where some drains were made some time ago. You see there, water going out into the field there. And then here, this is one, put a lot of work into building that up. I don't know if you can tell, but where those two rocks are, it's a bit of a mound. So as the water comes down the hill, it's directed off there and then into this field on the left. And now you see where the trail goes straight there. It's a good, fast, long shot, but it's lame when it's wet. All right, still white line near the end, right before the last video. This is a spot where the water's coming down the hillside on the right, and it was flooding the trail. A little while back, I was able to maneuver some pretty large rocks into here, and you can see where it's kind of maintained itself, and it's going down, and the water's already clearing itself out and keeping this one clear, so that's great. Walking backwards on the trail, here's another spot where a drain was made, where that rock is right here. It's kind of made into a mound, and the water comes through that way, and if you're riding, the water comes through that way. So this right here needs to be cleared out. It's actually not doing too bad, seeing how it's dry here now. But that right there is working well. Continuing the march backwards on white, here's another spot. Water is coming in from there on backwards. So as you're riding, that water's on the right. Cut a drain here previously, still a little bit. Here's another one. It made a mound. Water is going out. It's just not very fast. We've got a lot of seepage coming in from uphill, up the stream. Going back here, this one is doing really well. Again, I'm looking backwards. All right, I stepped over to the other side so I'm in riding perspective. Coming through the trail here, water comes down from the right, and this whole area was previously flooding. But previously, I took this big old rock, that big sucker, laid it there right in the middle of the trail, and built up some rocks around it. And now the water is coming through here and successfully flowing out there. All that water would be on the trail right now had it not been for that rock right there. Thank you, rock.